A ceasefire was declared between Israel and Iran. Will it hold? What does the future have for the Iranian people as well as for the Israelis? Joining me today is Ashkan Rostami, who is the representative in exile of the Constitutionalist Party of Iran. He's also part of the transitioning team. Thank you for joining me here at the Media Line.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the invite. Thank you.
Ashkan, what is the feel on the streets in Iran today? Is it elation? Is it excitement? Is it worry?
Actually it's a mix of the emotions for Iranian people. Some of them are happy because actually they think that the war finally maybe ended. Some of them are not happy because they think maybe it was a golden opportunity to finally, beat the regime and eliminate the regime totally. And some are also suspicious, so they don't know if really if the war was good or the peace is good right now. So they're not they can't decide on what is happening. They don't know what is happening. They were under shock when the attack when the Israeli attacks began. They were happy also because they just the regime's forces were getting eliminated. But on the other hand, right now they're worried because they think that maybe a regime which have been bombarded like this, which have lost all of most of his generals and most of these important peoples actually could get to a higher repression level inside Iran. So they are afraid of the reaction of the regime.
You have family there, you have friends there. What do you hear from them? And how difficult has it been to get information out of Iran, particularly the last 12 days?
Uh, in the last 4 days, in the last 5 days, it got really, really hard to get information because there were no internet, and I think the regime did it purposefully, so purpose on purpose actually, because they wanted to cut the connection with the rest of the world. So in one way or another, they wanted to hide the lost, no, what they're losing, and also from the people inside Iran, because the only way for Iranians to talk to each other, to change information, is exactly internet. No, if without internet, someone in Isfahan would never know what is happening in Tehran or vice versa. So it was really important. Also, my friends, most of them were happy because at the beginning, at least, they were really happy because they thought that maybe there's a possibility for change. Um, right now, it is like it's like a limbo for them. Most of them don't know what will happen because some of them think that maybe the people finally get to the streets and maybe finally give the regime the last how do you say push. Some of them think that regime will be really hard on them, and some of them actually are a little bit how do you say pessimistic about this. No, so it's also mixed emotions from the ones that I have in Iran.
It's a very interesting time, and we at the Media Line have been covering this issue for decades to see it come to this point. But the Iranian people are getting all these different messages. The message of leave Tehran because the Israelis are attacking. Is there a message that's clear to come to the streets as Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi has called for? And who is mobilizing everyone to make that happen? The dangers as you speak to, and that could be significant as we have seen in the past by the regime.
Mhm.
So, looking ahead in the next days, we're not even talking weeks or months, how do you see this unfolding?
I think actually the regime has got really has lost his power so much. But the problem is they know that they need to defend Tehran. It's the capital, so they need to defend it. If they don't want to lose power, they need to defend Tehran. And they did concentrated all their forces right now in Tehran. My friend today actually was telling me that every 300 meters or 400 meters, even in the highways, there are stop how to say the stop the control stations now of the police, of the Basiji, of the Revolutionary Guard. So they just put all of these person, most of them also strangely minors. There's some people that just uh, told me that they saw some clearly young people, young men with Kalashnikovs, which were controlling all these control stations. And there is a huge problem there because actually they know, my friends told me that if something is to begin, it should begin from other cities and not Tehran.
That's
So
that's what I was about to ask you.
yeah.
From the outside in, is that what you think will
Yeah, something like
absolutely?
what happened actually in Syria. Look at what happened in Syria. No, they began with other cities and they finished in Damascus. No, it's the same thing here. They also, people of Iran think that maybe my friends think that the best way is this, that the protest maybe could begin outside of Tehran. So the regime have to move some of its forces outside Tehran to control those protests, and the people in Tehran will be freer to manifest themselves and protest against regime and do what they have to do.
Well, Ashkan, this is not simplistic by any means. And even if demonstrations of this ilk mean to be peaceful, it's almost impossible to take over a regime without there being some kind of very serious ramifications
Mhm.
and a loss of life, I might add.
Yeah,
So from that standpoint, they would need help.
yeah.
Help, whether it's with weapons, help with people, other outside assistance. Is there anything you're aware of that you can share that you see happening or not?
Mm. Actually, the normal people in Iran are not armed, so it was always the problem of the Iranian people. No, they did it. They weren't armed against an armed regime, so it was not easy and it was not possible to go against them. But also there's in some way or another there was always the what the people wanted. So they wanted some kind of an pacifist transition, no, some kind of a pacifist revolution without arms. But we know that it is if it is not impossible, it will be really difficult. uh, Obviously, some of the part of the population inside Tehran or outside Tehran will need to get armed, but the most important part is how we will disarm them after the 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 regime. No, so the most important part is there. Right now, I don't think, from my information, that anyone is getting armed actually in Tehran, but maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. IDF or some other people would help some of the forces, opposition forces inside Iran to get armed, and maybe could help a revolution. But right now, my information tell me that there isn't any armed forces inside Iran.
For years, people have spoken about those within the Revolutionary Guard system that really are not with the regime.
Mhm.
And how much credence do you give to that? Do you think some of these people will actually turn on the regime?
Actually, it was not the Revolutionary Guards, but maybe the Artesh, what we call Artesh, or it is the army of Iran. No, because the Revolutionary Guards, actually, the oath of the Revolutionary Guards is to protect the Islamic Republic, but the oath of the Artesh is to protect Iran. So they're two different things. And maybe there could be also this option that in one way or another, the part of the army that are not happy with the regime could rise up beside people and maybe in some way protect them against these Revolutionary Guard forces that might go against the people. But also inside Revolutionary Guard, we know that there are some people that are not happy with the regime. Also in the really high levels of the Revolutionary Guards, we know that. what Israel did in these 12 days was not impossible, what was not possible without the help of someone inside. So we certainly know that there is someone inside the Revolutionary Guards, or army, or the intelligence of the Islamic Republic, who works with Israel. Um, and I think if someone works with Israel, he or she could easily, most probably could at the right moment he could put himself beside people and fight with people and not against them.
Ashkan, let's look at the women. And it was a big issue, it still is, in terms of the women life freedom movement.
Mhm.
Have you seen anything that's come to your attention where the women are trying to mobilize now?
Right now, I don't see any movement from the woman life freedom movement. Um, there is a political reason, ideological reason in that too, because the woman life freedom uh, began as a civil movement and was not a political movement, and it got supported by um, the most of the part of the left of the opposition of Iran, the political opposition of Iran, uh, which today was against war, and most of them also against Israel. So for this reason, actually, we didn't see a great movement of woman life freedom movement uh, right now. Uh, I think they could and they would in the next days do something. I think maybe they will be beside other movements, other opposition groups. Um, but we just need to wait and see. It is really difficult to say because the opposition of Iran, unfortunately, is divided, is heavily divided, and is one of the greatest problems of the opposition, and one of the fortunes actually for the regime is this, no? So we just need to wait and see if we could agree on something, at least on the fact that we need to eliminate the regime.
I think you bring up a very good point. Both in exile and within Iran, there have been different factions with very different agendas. Can you just give a little bit of a clue to the audience of what this looks like? Because it is confusing with so many groups constantly vying for that attention,
Mhm.
constantly seeking assistance from Congress and others.
So yeah, it is like most of actually it's a guarantee for the political pluralism after the regime. And it's really a good thing right now. It's a good thing, but a bad thing, no? Because it is a good thing because in the future of Iran we will have a plural political system and representations. But it's a bad thing right now because they cannot decide what they want to do, no? There are forces, the political forces from extreme right to extreme left. There are also Nazi fascists, there are conservatives, and there are centrist liberals, there are monarchists, the liberal monarchists, and then Republicans, liberal Republicans. We can get also to the left, which there are Marxists, Leninists, and all of those groups. No, the problem is that some of these groups, uh, how do you say it, sell themselves to the West as liberals, while they're not liberals. They're exactly the opposite of liberalism and liberals. They're mostly communists or Marxists and Leninists, no, and also Islamists. So it's like a mix of really strange ideological cult, if you want, no, that they became Marxist Islamist, and they try to, uh, in one way or another, sell themselves as liberals, as seculars, while they're not. They're the exact opposite. The most how do you say, the most opposition group with the most followers uh, are the most liberal Republicans of the center and center right, and the monarchies of the liberal monarchists of center right. So my party and some other monarchist parties that are the most with the most followers, and also the Republicans that some of them also see Reza Pahlavi as an alternative at least for the transition phase. Uh, Other Republicans that are liberals and they try to do their political things that they want to bring to the future of Iran. Um, and we don't have in this aspect in these groups we don't have any problem. The most of the problem is outside of these groups, the extreme left and the extreme right, that they uh, don't want to understand that we need the unity right now, and they unfortunately they try to also ruin the works of the others.
Having said that, can it be a moment lost? This is a time in history that everyone's been waiting for, but because of the inner fighting you are speaking about,
Mhm.
can the whole thing fall apart?
I don't think so because the most of the Iranians follow the 70-80% of the Iranians which they don't want actually the Islamic Republic are in those groups, in the exact groups that we talked about, the main opposition political opposition groups. The other ones actually are a really small minority. No, we need to actually think that we need to know that there are also some Islamic Republic politician fractions that uh, that want a future in after the Islamic Republic. There should be some part of the reformists that would want to participate in the political future of Iran. Even maybe some small parts of conservatives want to participate as parties or whatever in the future of Iran. Uh, I don't think it's a lost opportunity. We just need to wait for some days. It Because these 12 days were really difficult for people of Iran. Imagine that 7 million people, um, yeah, around 7 million people left Tehran and went to other cities. And these 7 million people now are coming back to Tehran. So it's a really, really huge problem, even at the logistic level, for us also in the opposition to could so we could organize something.
I think that's an important point that people don't realize how massive Iran is in terms of territory. It's a
Yeah.
very big country, lots of borders, and a lot to control.
Yeah.
What's important, I think, also, Ashkan, is to look at what are people telling you about this war. Israel attacked a lot of the nuclear sites. They attacked the Ministry of Defense.
Mhm.
They attacked the state television. The list is long.
Mhm.
What are you hearing from the people?
So the people for there are two groups of people: the people that don't care about it or they don't know anything about it, simply because there were not enough information on the internet or on the TV. Uh, and the most part, the most of the biggest part of the people actually that they know, they're happy because they see all the symbols, if you will, no, of the oppression of the regime just getting destroyed. No, for example, the morality police building in Tehran has got destroyed last night, and on the Iranian Twitter, if you went there, or even on Iranian Telegram channels, if you went there, you could have seen that they're really happy. Most of the people were talking about, yeah, this is the building where Masa Amini got killed. No, so we are happy that it is getting destroyed. That is destroyed now, or the Sarallah base in Tehran, which was the main base of Revolutionary Guards for oppressing the protest in Tehran. When it got destroyed, everyone was happy. It got destroyed, if I'm not wrong, yesterday morning, if I'm not wrong, and most of the Iranians were happy for it. All of the Iranians that I know were happy for it, no, because they said, yeah, yeah, they were killing us. They were getting out of there. They're getting out of that building to kill us, and now that building doesn't exist. So, seeing the symbols of regime, the operation of regime getting destroyed, it actually a really positive thing, and the Iranians take it really positively. Uh,
Is word out? that there were executions of people. What can you tell us about that? And this again in the last 12 days.
Unfortunately, yeah, regime while going with the war, uh, they couldn't do anything else. They couldn't defend themselves, and they understood that offensively against Israel, they're not that capable. So the only thing that remained for regime was continue his internal oppression. No, so they arrested so many people. They arrested so many activists. They hanged, I think, around 30 people in 12 days. No, for different accusation. Most of them were for the accusation of espionage for Israel, which is an absurd thing because it was clear that there were some political prisoners in the prison that they wanted to kill, and they just killed them because and they used this excuse to kill them. Uh, and because also to make, to how do you say, to horrify people, no, that the people of Iran should know that if they come out against Islamic Republic, yeah, it is right that we're in war, but if you come out against us, we will kill you again. That's the oppression machine of any autocratic regime. And also Islamic Republic did that. Right now, what we heard 2 hours ago, that someone on the parliament told that we need to change the law about how do you say, the people that are against us, the spies of the enemy. No, we need to change the laws on espionage against Islamic Republic so we could process and kill people that we want much easier than before. It was just plainly they said it. No, they're saying that they were saying during these 12 days that if the war stops, the moment the war stops, we are going to kill so many people. They say directly that we're going to hang and kill people, even in mass graves, that we're going to need other mass graves to use. So they were telling it. They were talking about it in those 12 days. And that is the reason why people of Iran actually right now are more horrified of this ceasefire than of the war.
Absolutely. Do you think that the war has ended too quickly because of what you just said?
It might be that maybe Islamic Republic saw and understood that if the war goes on, uh, it is a really good risk that they could lose control totally during the war, and it could go on really bad for them. So it could be that, but we know that today actually the ceasefire is not valid because they just attacked Israel, and as we heard, Israelis are just responding. So I don't think this ceasefire actually will remain in act, and I think I saw a really strange division, I think, in the Islamic regime, because I think there is a part that really wants ceasefire to save Islamic Republic, but there's also another part that said no, we need to go ahead, and we need to go ahead with our nuclear program. We need to go ahead with attacking Israel. We need to eliminate Israel. So that I think there's some kind of a huge division in the Islamic Republic right now.
Ashkan Rostami, a very interesting, very fragile ceasefire, and hope to have you back soon. Based in Italy, the
Yeah,
representative in exile for the Constitutionalist Party of Iran. Thank you so much for your
thank you.
insights and be safe as well.
Thank you. You too. You
Okay,
too.
thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you.